Heavyweight champion of the world. Mike Tyson. Terrorizing motherfuckers in the ring. Known worldwide. Demolishes Spinks in one round. The world thinks no one can beat him. Denny fights some unknown fighter to casual fans. Not even hardcores think he has a chance. The odds are so ridiculous few even watch the fight or give a flying fuck about it. Next thing you know, the news starts traveling. Few are certain of what they've even heard. It's gotta be a mistake. A verbal typo. Fuck outta here with that shit. Say again. No fucking way. Yeah. Way. Mike Tyson lost. Got beat. Not only beat, but outworked. And knocked the fuck out. Now before we dive into the point, which we'll get to in a minute, we've gotta throw a holler out to Roskla222 on this one, who asked us to do a video on this issue. Apologies Roskla, but the day I said we'd drop this I got a visitor. Who didn't leave. Since she had great hands, a China doll face and could cook, I kinda had to keep her around. But respect to Roskla because we was completely clueless about this until he put us hip to it. And we're leaving a link to his channel because he drops some good videos. But what's the point to this Tyson shit? Well, bust this. For those who were around then, there's a lot of people who say they remember where they were when they heard Mike Tyson loss. Like that's how big the news was at the time. They're like, damn. I was in the pizza parlor when I heard that shit. I was in the video store. I was on the bus. I was deep in a pizza sweet ass. That's how big Tyson was. And you know what the natural automatic thought was? What everyone knew once they heard. Well, they thought, damn. Holy shit. Mike Tyson's not the heavyweight champion of the world no more. We got a new champion. Damn real. That's the next natural thought. Not just of hardcore fans and casuals. Like you knew who the fuck Tyson was even if you hated boxing. And no one. And we mean no one. Said hey. Please. Tell me. Was it a title fight? Hey, was his title on the line or did he lose in a non-title fight? We know he got knocked the fuck out, but is he still the champ? Like motherfuckers would have looked at you like you was a fucking retard if you ask some shit like that. But we're in a different era now. And 10 players still tends to forget. Like for some strange reason we never questioned if the Danny Garcia Peterson fight was for the fucking title. Like how's that question even fucking enter your head? Who fucking thinks of shit like that? But thanks to Haymon. Now we've gotta ask if every fighter with a belt he has is fighting for a title when they fight. It's bad enough that they fucked up the value of belts so much that winning one doesn't mean shit these days anyway. But now you can knock a motherfucker out and he'll still be the fucking champion. He can go right in his next fight holding the belt while people announce the champion who just got knocked the fuck out is coming to the ring. As the champion. And it's getting to the point it's becoming the common norm. Garcia just had a fight that wasn't for the title. After losing the fight before that actually was for the title. Now he's having another. That's not for the title. And fighting at a catch weight. We actually saw an interview where Garcia said it's just too hard to make the weight. Like here's a clue. Maybe you're in the wrong fucking weight class. Go face the motherfuckers at 147 where you belong. But we know what this shit's about. Keeping Danny a champ in a division he doesn't even belong in, while still holding on to your welter champs. The more the merrier for my pockets fake bullshit. There's been non-title fights with past fighters, and it's cool if the reason's legit. But they'd get flack if the reasons weren't. And we don't find this legit. We find it to be holding belts hostage in weights you don't even belong in, because it's the second Garcia non-title catch weight fight in a row. And we know it's about paper. So let's talk about paper. Just for a bit. Let's talk about its purpose. Paper in boxing exists for one reason. It exists to be a documented affirmation of something that went down. Or is. A real status. But paper's beginning to mean less and fucking less. See, if you put on paper that one guy kicked the other in the butt when it didn't happen, it becomes irrelevant. And you're only putting it there to manipulate the consciousness of fans. Why? Because if they believe some bullshit, they'll dip their hands in their fucking pockets. Basically, you've got a deceptive beast in your midst. Now you know we like giving credit where it's due. If someone's doing shit right we like to acknowledge it. And we don't actually think we should praise a bird for flying. It's a fucking bird. It's supposed to fly. But if it's a sick bird that can't fly straight, then we wanna kinda inspire the sick thing. Give it some inspiration in its quest to heal and become a properly functioning bird again. I mean, that's what we'd want in the same situation. But these motherfuckers ain't sick. They're perfectly fine 100% functioning vampires. And we're finding a trend in boxing of late. You've got a Peter Quillen evading and giving up the WBO strap, you've got Danny Garcia fighting Rod Sulka, you've got guys evading mandatories and not getting stripped, you've got Keith Thurman waking up with new titles he never fought for, you've got the WBA with the super interim regular and unified title, all in one division. Hey, I got the super. What you got? I got the unified. With pickles and onions. Cool, I think I'll get me the regular. You've got Stevenson ducking Sergey, Khan evading Brooke, and now Garcia and Peterson fighting for a non-title fight. We got a lot more, but we ain't got an hour. And all these fighters belong to a guy named Haymon. So now Garcia and Peterson can fight each other, and no matter who loses, they'll both still walk away champions. On fucking paper. This way they can consistently have fake title fights. Garcia already lost to Herrera and remained champ. Now he can literally get knocked the fuck out and still walk away talking about how he's the champion. To milk you through the guy, by making fans out to be fucking idiots believing the paper. So Haymon goes to NBC giving you fake shit. The whole fucking point of boxing's that someone's putting something on the line. Then you wanna know why we talk about past fighters. When Ali won the title 3 times, it was unheard of. He earned that shit. Stuff like that didn't happen to the greatest fighters in an entire lifetime. Now these motherfuckers can win the title 3 times in a fucking week. That's if Haymon's their manager. They can actually go to bed, wake up, and have Dan Rafael ask them how they feel about having a belt they never even fought for. What a fucking joke. Look. Fuck paper. Fans need to start deciding who the champions are if these motherfuckers can't do it right. And the fighters need to gain control over their lives. Everyone always talks about how Pac's not his own boss. Well, who the fuck is? Who's their boss? Thurman. Quillen. Paulie. Garcia. Stevenson. Oh, he's such a great manager. Thank you. I knew I had to stick with him. He's the one. How about making the motherfucker in the mirror the one? For any fighter thinking he's too fucking busy training to study on his own to have some idea of how to control his own life. You've got no life. I don't know how I need Haymon. There's another motherfucker who has a life, and part of his life's controlling yours. You're actually a puppet. No matter how many fake paper belts you have. We don't give a damn what Thurman says in an interview. That motherfucker wants to walk up to Mayweather and say, "You got your shot, now give me mine." But he can't. See, he don't control his career. Haymon does. These guys are scooters and Haymon's the driver. They've actually agreed on paper to let another man drive them around and dream for them. At least Rock Nation offers classes to teach motherfuckers to think for themselves. Thurman's a fighter we like, but see him experiencing a lot of restrictions. We're sure he'll never admit it. But no matter the title shots he gets and money he makes, he'll always wish he did. That's the kinda shit you regret on your deathbed. When the money you can't bring with you don't mean jack to your soul you sold. That's what we loved about Ali. That was a free man. Even if you stripped his title and threatened to lock him up. His soul was free. But these guys got a lockdown on theirs. Sad thing is, we actually feel Thurman deserves the title by default. But there's something we heard Thunderdome Boxing say. Which is he's sure the man wanted to win the shit. And we agree. In a way, they took something from him more so than gave. I mean, you think Ali would have rathered woke up finding out they gave him the belt, or actually had the glory of beating Liston's ass and yelling, "You know how big that is in history." But he'd have to be Brooke Mayweather and Pac to equal that moment. Because the belts ain't that big these days. Why? Because of shit like this Garcia Peterson crap. We know damn well Thurman wanted to take a motherfucker's head in the ring. You see, like paper. The belt's supposed to be symbolical of actually doing it. You think a team wants to wake up finding out they won the NBA title without ever playing the fucking series? See, here's what's been going on in sports of late. Ali won the title 3 times. For the newbies that don't know, shit like that didn't happen back then, and never happened in history. To win a title once was amazing, better yet 3 times. Guys like Jordan was creating championship glory, hitting historical shots while pumping those fists. The sports world loved it and saw it brought in record-breaking dollars. But these were natural events with real athletes. Now they want to recreate those moments for those dollars. So they're trying to manipulate shit, creating staged moments, hoping you'll buy fake shit like idiots. And think you're looking at another Jordan and Ali. When in fact you're looking at fakes. They want to give motherfuckers stripes who haven't earned jack, and claim they're doing the same shit. So we can all get pumped. And start pumping dollars in their pockets. See, not only was Thurman robbed, but so was the fans of seeing him do it. Sad thing about Thurman's, he's a throwback fighter. Who'd fight anyone you put in front of him. But his new title's bittersweet. He kinda earned it since it's not his fault he couldn't get fights. But we'd bet he wanted to earn it in the ring. And some'll say it has nothing to do with Haymon. Bullshit. We know how easy it is to have a cup of tea with a motherfucker and suddenly get a magical favor. Because too much of this shit seems to be happening with his fighters. Take Garcia. Like, how do you give a motherfucker permission not to face his mandatory fight, his second non-title fight in a row, and still not get stripped? Well, if by chance Victor beats Garcia, that could really be a spoiler. And Haymon's a master at evading spoilers. So he paid Victor to step off. Yet Garcia and Peterson still ain't no title fight. Wow. You evade your mandatory, this way you stay the champ. Then fight a non-title fight. This way you still stay the champ. Basically it's a lot of moves to establish fake NBC bullshit cheating. Danny's not even the champ anyway. Herrera is. Just not on the fake paper. See, there's a setup for a lot of fake shit going on. So wake up, fans. And let 'em know you know. As Jeff Cotto would say. Hashtag come back to boxing, motherfuckers. And until our next one. Peace. We're out.